the Audi A1 1.4 TFSI 8X. Today we are going to be discussing the pros and cons of owning one of these vehicles, and we are going to see why Motorvision recommends one of these, especially if you're living in South Africa. So the Audi A1, this particular model is a 1.4 TFSI with a traditional shift gearbox. So it's a very nippy and very efficient little car. If you need it to go, it goes like clappers. It'll do 0 to 100 between 9.5 seconds and 9 seconds. And it will also give you a fuel average of about 4.8 per 100. But obviously you'd have to drive it in such a way that it gives you that fuel economy. So that's about 100 on the freeway. But so what? Audi have really outdone themselves with this little car. You can also feel the build quality inside. Even though it's the smallest Audi that money can buy you, they really didn't skimp on the quality. You can feel the quality on the dash, and you can feel the quality on the switches themselves, that they've really outdone themselves. Also, the cabin is very quiet. It's got a very quiet cabin. So if you're driving at a high speed on the freeway, you don't get this eerie sound in the cabin. And for me, that's something that's extremely important on a motor vehicle. They've also really done well with the space in the cabin. So I'm nearly 1.82 meters tall, but I don't feel like I'm restricted in the cabin. And that's something that's very important for me, because I've driven cars that are extremely big, but when you jump into the cabin and you want to adjust the seat accordingly, you feel like you're really restricted. I feel that way, especially about BMWs. But with this little car, you don't feel like you've been restricted in the cabin. So they've really done well in building it to that spec. This particular one is a two-door, so for anybody that's got children, little children, you obviously wouldn't want to buy a two-door model. I particularly like two-door vehicles, and that's why, you know, when I chose this one for my wife, I made sure that we got a two-door model. But really, this car has been built extremely well, and a big thumbs up to Audi. So my rating out of 5 for this particular one, I give it 3.5 stars out of 5. The pros of this car: it's a very reliable vehicle, and because it's a VW, most mechanics are familiar with repairing the vehicle. It's got cheap insurance rates because of its low theft. It's extremely efficient when it comes to fuel, and it's nippy if you need it to be. Spares are easily available. The car's got bad retail value. So what? We encourage driving a car for a lengthy time. It has expensive repair costs for an auto gearbox. Motorvision only recommends traditional shift for cheaper repair costs. It's got a badly designed fuel flap that sometimes malfunctions. It's got an annoying engine stop and start feature. However, this can be turned off. It's a small car for a family. If you found the video informative, click on the like button and subscribe for more videos like